for a whole raft of reasons, not least their size. I think both of those two have a very bright future, despite Brazil's current problems.
Brazil and now Mexico, they've grown rapidly. They have modernized. They have very significant middle classes. They've brought millions of people out of poverty. They've worked on developing a highly educated workforce.
They have many great advantages for the future. Young population. In the case of Mexico, very substantial amount of oil reserves. Mexico rather ahead of the field at this moment with Brazil, but Brazil will certainly be able to exploit their natural resources over the next few years.
I think Mexico is more exciting from a political point of view because we can see there are going to be several reforms, probably opening, for the first time the energy sector to foreign investment. Some regulations on, excise taxes on beverages. So I think that's going to be extremely interesting to watch.
I think what's been very interesting in Brazil recently is the way the government seems to be, it's early days yet, the way they seem to be reacting to some of the disturbances, in that they're taking them with a degree of authenticity and recognizing some of the underlying trends and the underlying tensions. For example, very high food and staple prices, and beginning to react to that, maybe going to spend more money on healthcare, education.
We have had reasonable growth in Mexico and Brazil, but not too impressive. Mexico and Brazil make more than 60% of the Latin American economy. So if Mexico and Brazil don't perform better, the whole region as a whole is not going to perform better. So I think Brazil and Mexico need to wake up, to be more ambitious and to accelerate the pace of reform.
If one looks at economic growth and various other criteria, Mexico clearly stands out. And obviously the big problem.
It was signed on July 3, 2002 and entered into force on May 2, 2003. The mechanism for tariff preference negotiating these agreements corresponds to the traditional modality used within ALADI. Thus, in the event that a party increases selectively or generally the name of the most favored nation applicable to goods originating from the other party, including in the agreement, the parties can only negotiate a revision of the preference or the other measures, with the aim of preserving the balance of them.
The agreement contains two separate chapters, especially referring to technical standards, technical regulations, and conformity assessment procedures to sanitary and phytosanitary measures. The dispute settlement system is that established by the first additional protocol signed with the same title as the one in effect later on August 20, 2006.
Its foreign option clause is similar to the agreement between Argentina and Mexico, in the sense that the option could operate in the event that the dispute affects as much as the same in the WTO. It is also similar to the forecast of an instance comparable to the arbitration, but that is formalized through the pronouncement of groups of experts ad hoc.
Examination of the parameters to be considered in the evaluation of the economic conditions necessary for the eventual application of the total accumulation.